This episode will delve deeper into the ETH scandal because, man, the juicy details keep coming out. I believe that as his lawsuit against the SEC is finally resolved, we will hear about everything that has happened behind the scenes just when we thought we knew it all. We will also look at the ABAX price chart, as I receive a lot of requests on ABAX. Finally, we will examine a new Ripple partner in Germany and what they are doing. Finally, we will connect some dots. Without further ado, let's dive into a Bitcoin 943 right now. It is down 1.57% over the last day. In contrast to USDT and USDC, which are both trading at their respective dollar pegs, Ethereum is currently down 1.38% at $3,300. At the moment, XRP is trading at $2.30. Not much has changed since this morning, as we somewhat anticipated that the overall market value of cryptocurrencies would reach $3 trillion. I'm convinced that Bitcoin will keep growing. You are aware of this. This, I believe, is it. This, I believe, is the range. On this scale, 90K is the lowest possible number. That doesn't seem likely to occur. I believe that there will be a nice small upturn in prices. Bitcoin would have to experience a catastrophic incident to continue to drop. Although the market has been keeping Bitcoin inside a small range of 90 to 100K, a breakout is about to happen. I know a lot of individuals that are getting impatient. They say things like, man, Rep, you mentioned that January 9th is Q1. Come on. Calm down, the year is 9 days old. Take a moment to relax. The next 2 weeks will be very busy. With Gensler gone, the SEC will be more open and the U.S. will see significant policy changes. Trump has already been planning his strategy for the Bitcoin industry since taking office. As we can see, he had the crypto czar and invested millions of dollars in it, which would aid in the regulation of the cryptocurrency markets in the U.S. This was discussed in today's first video. Please view the first video now if you haven't already. We discussed leveraging Ripple product suites to communicate with Treasury because this is the Sound Planning Group discussing how Bank of America was using all of its internal transactions. Ripple thinks the U.S. government is examining it as a swift substitute, as we covered here. What took place? Why did the announcement made by Bank of America never come to pass? What caused everything to be chopped off at the knees? It's easy. The ETH gate issue was the reason why the litigation between Ripple and the SEC was dismissed. Consider it. Since 2013, XRP has been in existence. Since 2013, or nearly 10 years ago, Ripple has been in business. They met with the SEC every day to discuss their plans and what they were doing to ensure that they were abiding by the law and would never have to face a lawsuit like they did a few years ago. Then, suddenly, they wake up and receive the Wells Notice lawsuit, and we know what happens. It lasts for a few years. In 2020, XRP didn't really have or perform as it should have. Now, in 2025, the lawsuit is still pending regarding secondary market sales. We know that XRP isn't a security at this time, but secondary market sales have a significant impact on Ripple's, particularly when they're dealing with U.S. banks that want to purchase XRP but don't want to go to an exchange or anything similar that has been holding and has been a dark cloud on top of XRP and Ripple for a while, but that will all be resolved. At this point, I do not doubt that Gensler will take action to end the litigation as soon as he meets with Paul Atkins, the newly appointed chairman of the SEC. We may move forward as we wait for the Bank of America announcement after Ripple pays the initial punishment and fee imposed by Judge Torres. As you know from my story on the show, timing is my main concern. On the live stream last night, we discussed timing. The pro-crypto next head of the SEC, if Trump wins Ripple v. SEC, wants to see the United States take the lead in the crypto revolution we are a part of. Those ETFs, roughly 6 to 12 different ETFs, in my opinion, are what we get and activate. Following Bank of America's announcement, we hope to profit from a possible bull run. The potential of XRP is then limitless. Please take a moment to read this, which was published in the Crypto Minute. This was only released yesterday. The price of XRP anticipates a bullish flag breakout. Bull flags are extremely optimistic and have the potential to increase our overall gains by 50%. Right now, I'm only aiming for two very basic levels, 250 and 272. I'm not sure if it will get that high. We may anticipate that XRP will move into the 350 to 650 zone, where it is now, once we break out of those levels. Time will tell, but by the end of March, everything will be ready for a pleasant advancement. I am searching for those targets for that reason. Nonetheless, it seems to fluctuate. As of right now, I will inform you, April, which is tax time, is bullish in Q1. For those who are unaware, tax time is negative, and the summer will bring the parabolic blow-off tops. Many believe that Q1 will mark the conclusion of the bull run. Let me tell you this now, we would have already witnessed push-ups in December of last year if the bull market was ending in Q1, yet the bull run is still going strong today. We're in the process of consolidating. The bull market and bull run haven't quite gotten going yet. Bitcoin has more to eat. Bitcoin has yet to absorb liquidity. Bitcoin's parabolic blow-off power is still required. You have another option if you believe that 108,000 was the peak price for Bitcoin. It was far from it. Your next aim is 125. After that, we'll focus on my three primary Bitcoin targets, which range from $150,000 to $225,000. At that point, Bitcoin will begin to dominate, regardless of the threshold that is breached. Money will now begin to shift from Bitcoin to these alternative currencies. This was published by Bitcoin News. Trump and Ripple recently had dinner together, and XRP might be on the verge of a meteoric rise. It was a good start to 2025, according to the CEO. Are there any lawsuits from SRC? Guess what, though? Given that Trump will return to office in 11 days, it might not endure much longer. Pro-crypto laws may cause a lot of problems. In the United States, hiring is already on the rise. When additional P leaves everything else in the dust, are we beginning to look at the next crypto titan to rise? Time will tell, but it's hilarious since look at Dash. XRP might be the largest winner of this move. I'm not sure if Dash was still around, but it seems to have sped up the process by which cryptocurrency projects go from creating decentralized and practical tools to cozying up to governments. Of course, if you were the ones meeting with President Trump, working with the Fed, or anything similar, you wouldn't be saying that Dash. That's what we call jealousy from Dash, but it's what happens when these projects get jealous because they don't get adopted and don't see adoption like Ripple is seeing. They're not seeing adoption at all. I honestly thought Dash was doomed, but not. According to Smoke Dog, Trump's meeting with a business like Ripple is not surprising. According to a wealth of institutional documentation, Trump will be a major supporter of utility-driven crypto efforts. Winston Starr LLP drafted this to force SEC Chair Gary Gensler to resign. This implies that the regulatory environment for ESG and crypto policy will likely be far more receptive to crypto assets that have practical applications, even if it leaves some tokens, like meme coins, behind. As we've discussed, there are more than 3,000 cryptocurrencies available, and they are unnecessary. People can get wrecked by using meme currencies. They are means for project creators to become involved and essentially steal your money. The use of meme currency is completely unnecessary. People, you've all heard about the 1%, not even the 0.1%. Whose meme coin narrative is successful? People frequently say, I'm up 20x on this meme coin. Yes, you should attempt cashing it out because your meme coin has zero liquidity. No matter how much money you have, you aren't cashing it out since there isn't any liquidity. You believe you will sell the item, but if a meme coin is worth $1, you believe you will sell it since you are making 20 times as much money. You're going to bring that price down to a dime, so good luck cashing out. It will not occur. A similar story has been discussed by Brad Garlinghouse. We don't have to be concerned about the majority of these cryptocurrencies going extinct. Following the demise of the majority of these cryptocurrencies, liquidity moves into the big boys, the actual assets that banks, financial institutions, and governments are employing. Your XLMs and XRPs, your H-bars, take a moment to consider, your VLOs. Let's go on to the AVAX chart during the early days. AVAX is here. The avalanche chart looks terrible right now, I'll tell you that. Let's return to this point. We had a major breakdown on it beginning on January 7th, but we started a breakdown on January 8th. It goes much beyond now. This is not attractive. The current price on an avalanche chart is $36. Let's add additional indicators to this prime score of 1. What does that signify? It indicates that we are only pessimistic about it and that the volatility is completely out of control. We should notice a reversal into red when we enter the screen, indicating a reversal to the negative. AVAX has lost about 20% of its value in the past month. One of those cryptos that will take off and blow out is going to be AVAX. I predict that AVAX will increase to between $200 and $300 in the future. If you want to invest in AVAX, the financial advice is currently at $36, and I need to check my DCA because this may be a big purchase for me at these prices. Since AVAX is one of those genuine cryptocurrency projects, I plan to acquire a lot more of it for the voyage ahead as long as it's not on my DCA. I am aware of AVAX's current position, and I predict that it will rise significantly in the future.